Ordering one of these mini excavators directly from China seems simple enough, right? Yeah, that's until it's time to send the money and you're thinking to yourself, wait a second, I haven't seen this machine in person. I don't know who I'm dealing with for real on the other side of the world. And is this machine even going to make it to my house? Hey everybody, it's Arlo from Arlo House. And today we're going to talk about the verification side of ordering mini excavators directly from China. In the past, I've spoken about how to make or how to order, spoken about auction versus direct versus dealer. I talked about parts and part sourcing, but this time I'm going to talk about the 7 things that I did to verify the order was correct before I released final payment. Now, I'm not saying that doing these is going to eliminate all the risk, okay? But if you don't do these things, you're opening yourself up to more risk. And the one thing you got to remember, okay, you've got to treat this as a serious process. This is not an ordering an excavator off of Amazon. There's a lot more to it. So stick with me and find out what it was that I had to do this time. So check one. First thing was to verify that the manufacturer exists outside of any kind of chat that you may be involved in with them, right? I got to say this time around, the manufacturer Nuamon was a suggestion by one of my overseas viewers. And he suggested that they had some good products, but they had no presence or very little presence here in the US, so I knew nothing about them. So the very first thing I did was a deep dive research into the company itself to make sure that it existed, even found where the manufacturing facility is by Google Maps and verified that it was in fact there. And that's the point. A viewer recommendation is not verification. I needed to make sure that I was dealing with the real thing. All right, so check number 2. I wanted to verify that they actually were producing models, okay, actually producing machines. I didn't just go, hey, let me send an email out to Newman. I wanted to give it a little bit of time, see what they had. So I subscribed to their YouTube channel and obviously went to their website. And once a model finally came that I was interested in, I was able to see, okay, they're producing all kinds of machines. They're putting out videos almost a couple times a week on different machines. So I started to get more comfortable and I figured that was my second check. Yes, they actually have, they're actually a producer of machines. Now, check number 3, and this is one that I did differently this time, but I highly encourage it. And that is to keep communication order traceable during your entire communication, okay? And it's going to make it a little bit easier too, because I use the Alibaba chat and Alibaba chat will translate into Mandarin, okay? I could have moved everything to WhatsApp or email, but I wanted to have a record on both sides for the transaction to make sure that everything I spoke to them about and vice versa was what was actually going to occur. And also that way, if there was any kind of dispute, I had it in writing um, in a way that I could access. Number 4, verifying the exact configuration. Okay, I didn't just say, hey, I want a 1.2 ton machine. I verified everything down to what types of pins they had. I verified the engine, obviously, as a Kubota. I verified the expandable tracks. I questioned whether or not I could get the expandable tracks and planetary motors in gas or diesel. Um, you know, making sure the pilot controls on there. I wanted to make sure I had every single thing correct. And the same thing happened when I got interested in the 0.6 ton machine too. So I verified it, not just through the Alibaba chat, but I also verified it through what came through as my quotes. So that way I had that to refer back to as well. And there would be no room for any kind of discrepancies. Number 5, verifying components. Now, having gone through this already with Shanding, I had a little bit of a one-up on what it was that I wanted and what components I felt comfortable with. When I spoke with them about what type of travel motors they were using, I verified they were LKC motors. Same thing for the hydraulic block system, verified that it was Taifang. Verified that it was, in this case, going to be a load sensing pump, a piston pump, sorry, load sensing hydraulics. And that is where we had our issue, because I was assured from the beginning that yes, they were building it with load sensing piston pump, only to find out once we got into it that no, they meant they had load sensing hydraulic um, system, but that it was a gear pump. So once that was worked through and I figured that out, I was able to get it changed and modified. And in fact, they re-engineered the machine for me at a little bit of an increased cost in order to have the piston pump. Um, so that's why you need to verify exact components, okay? Because their interpretation of load sensing hydraulics and yours, or some other nuance in words, needs to be spelled out exact so that you know that you're getting exactly what it is that you think you're getting, and there's nothing lost in translation. Number 6, check to make sure that the written order matches the chat. And my situation got complicated, partly because it was started to change things up. I ordered the 1.2 ton machine. Then I had seen another model, the micro excavator. I added that to the order. There was a change up in, like I said, about the pump, so that changed cost. Then I decided to order a couple of different attachments. That added costs. And so with all those changes came changes on the order, not just to mention the difference with the DDP shipping, all right, because it started out with one excavator, then it was two, so the price changed there. And so at one point, when the final payment was coming due, I noticed that they had things wrong on the one invoice, and I had to push back and say, "Hey, no, I've already paid for this. All right, this is not the outstanding balance." And I was able to refer back to the chats, refer back to the order and things that we discussed, and it was all straightened out. And I paid what was actually due, and nothing more than that. And number 7, you want to check production proof. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're getting the responses you want throughout the whole process. Okay, and that includes um, videos of the production, okay, photos and video post-production, videos and photos of it being created, and any others that you decide that you want. I, on my first order, was probably a little bit more timid with this. Not this time, all right? I've been through this now. I understand that this is completely reasonable, right? They want to make sure this order gets done, and so they will do what it is that they need to do to satisfy you as a customer. And you need to be satisfied with the fact that your machine is actually coming to you, that the crate is packed with everything that you think it's going to be packed with. And that even included, in my case, them showing me the VIN plate with the description and the serial number and so forth and so on. All right. So that is just the part that gets it to the ship. Okay. Then you need to do a bunch of other verifications that are not on my 7 checks. Okay. But it's incumbent upon you to make sure that everything else is moving along, even if it's DDP, which is what I would recommend doing. Okay. You want to know which ship it's getting put on so that you can track that independently. You can get the bill of lading sent to you. All right. You can track the ship independently of the manufacturer's rep. In this case, it was the OCCL Korea. I was able to go on OCCL's site, and I would periodically check from one day to the couple of days to see where the ship was. So I knew exactly when it hit the port of New Jersey over here. And then once it did that, bang, time to reach back out to the rep, let him know that I know it's here. And then from there, for him to let me know when it clears customs. So all that was done. Everything was offloaded, cleared customs, went to their warehouse, which is fairly local to me. But I wanted to verify before riding down there that all the paperwork was ready, was there for release, only to find out by doing this in advance and talking to both the warehouse and my rep back in China that the warehouse was still waiting for paperwork from the freight forwarder that the manufacturer in China had hired. And until that was going to be done, uh, the machines were not going to be released. So again, I started this process of double checking everything days in advance of me even deciding to go and pick it up to make sure everything was done. And once that was all done, no more issues. So that's the process I use. Let's go over very quickly. One, verify the manufacturer exists outside of any kind of sales chat or any kind of recommendation. Two, watch or figure out that they actually are producing products, whether that's YouTube videos, whether that is just other internet research, or whether you can get it from their website. Three, keep the communication open and traceable. Again, you want to use something other than Alibaba chat? Fine. But for me, that worked, and I think it would work for the majority of you. Four, verify the exact configuration, that you're getting exactly what it is that you think you're getting. Five, verify the component level that you're getting what you think you're getting. Six, make sure that the order matches, again, what you're ordering and that the pricing is correct. And seven, require proof of the machine being built, crated, everything is in there that you think is going to before you send that final payment. So in the next video, you're going to see me pick up the machines. We'll see what actually arrived, that the orders matched, and I'll see you on the next one. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe if you hadn't, and that's it for now.